Hi, my name is Brett Lodge. I'm the Managing Director of Subnet. We've been around since 2000, so in operation for over 26 years. We have a range of different services we provide, but obviously we're very focused on managed services as the number one thing. And so to try and drive that part of the business, and obviously as we picked up new clients, we were hiring people locally, which is great, but we started having a real issue of trying to find the right people in the right time frame. And so that's when we really went out to look at what was in the market and how do we actually help support this. And so in this case, we ended up seeing at one of the events, the Bell Brothers, and that's kind of really where that partnership started, where we kind of can tap into the resources in the Philippines, actually having a large talent pool that we could work on and actually have people turn up in a much shorter period of time. That was a really key thing for us. So it started there with 2 people. That grew relatively quickly to adding more and more to kind of help us support our team. When we got to maybe 3 or 4 staff in the Philippines, TGT and obviously our Philippines or our international offices kind of became part of our core strategy at that point. And so that's been really strategically linked with us growing our business, and then the offering that TGT support really helps us, I guess, build into that strategy from the ground up. The stuff that we've been doing wouldn't have been possible without working with companies like TGT to really help us grow and evolve that. We're thinking and working so closely together that it just makes more sense for us to do it this way. And so that's kind of why it's so aligned, but it's also why they're so important to us as a partner. Obviously, when we're getting talked to or when we're getting asked about how we work with people in the Philippines, how do you kind of manage that when they're not in the office, when they're not sitting around you? It really doesn't matter where you work as long as you're getting the output that you need. Losing access to having a good talent pool wherever that is, just because you want to see them physically in the office, just makes no sense anymore. We're also starting to really work with TGT on places like the Sri Lanka now, where we're having our Filipino team leads actually manage the Sri Lankan office as well. And so having that talent pool is really something that we're starting to explore right now, and that's been really exciting. In working with TGT Global, I think really for us it's about the partnership. We do get asked a lot about from different vendors and different partners, hey, come and work with us, and this is kind of how their systems work. I think really what it boils down to is that level of support that we continually get from TGT. So that's why we actively recommend working with TGT for any of the partners that are kind of going to market looking for resourcing, because you're not just buying someone in the Philippines or you're not just buying someone in a different country. What this is about is that whole network that they've got supporting us when they have problems during the week or when they need extra levels of support, whether we need extra levels of support. That's really where they go above and beyond. And for us, one of our key things we talk about all the time is our Subnet family, and TGT really feel like the extended version of our Subnet family, which makes everything so much easier to work with.